Hello, so today I wanted to go ahead and share with you two applications that we have that are on Clever. So on our Clever, we have Nearpod and we also have FlipGrid. These two applications work very well together, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set up a Nearpod lesson, which are very interactive and they offer a lot of different activities to gauge student understanding. And you can also integrate a FlipGrid at the end to help the students be able to share with you what they've learned. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you the Nearpod. Now I'm going to go ahead and open the Nearpod application. And when you go into your Nearpod, you can log in through Google. So it's already linked to your Clever account. But when you go in here, they do have their own library of Nearpod lessons. And it does offer a lot of different lessons that are already pre-made by other teachers. So you can look for things. It has games and different activities that you can do. So you can search for those activities here, and then it'll bring up any lessons that you have. You can choose by subject. You can also choose by grade level. Now, there is another way to create these lessons. If you want to create something that maybe is not here, you can go back to the Nearpod and you can go to your library. And this is where you will hold anything that you create or any of the lessons that you find on Nearpod. You can save them to your library. That way it's easier for you to find them. Now, there is a way to create your own lessons through here. And as you can see, I've created some of my own. So when you go here to create, it's going to allow you to create lessons through Nearpod, to add videos here, or to create one through Google Slides. Now, I like to create my activities through Google Slides because it allows me to add different features. For example, this one that I have here, you can see that it has a Bitmoji and it has a different background. The backgrounds that are offered through Nearpod are not as I guess as cute as you might want to make them for your kids. So I do like to create them through Google Slides and then enter them into my Nearpod. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. So let's say that I'm working on Texas symbols. I'm going to go ahead and start on Nearpod, on a Google Slides activity. The same way that we've learned in the past, I add my backgrounds, I add the information that I want. In this case, we were learning about Texas symbols, and I wanted to introduce them to the pledge and the different symbols of our state. So I went ahead and created a slideshow. Okay, and once your slideshow is complete and I'm ready to add it to Nearpod, there's two ways of doing it. A lot of the times they ask you to go ahead and use the add-on. And when you click on add-on, you'll be able to get an add-on and you can add different options here. Now, I did add the Nearpod add-on here, and if I open the Nearpod add-on, it gives me this side menu option, and it allows me to add different Nearpod activities into my presentation. Now, the only reason that I don't like using this option is because I notice that when I do share the activity with the kids through Google Slides with Nearpod in it, not all of the activities work. So what I do recommend, I do have the add-on, but again, I do not use it. You're welcome to try it. I really don't use this. What I do is I create all of the activity through my Google Slides, and I go back into Nearpod. I go to create a lesson, and I don't go to Google Slides. I'm going to create a lesson through Nearpod. And the reason I do that is because I can pull the slides and create them into Nearpod slides. And I will show you why in a minute. So once you create your lesson there, I can change the title here. So I'm going to go ahead and label it. And I'm going to put Símbolos de Texas. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I don't want to add a slide because that's creating a brand new slide. Since I already have the slides created on Google Drive, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload files. And I'm going to go ahead and upload here. So it's going to give me the option to upload from my computer, upload from my Google Drive or my OneDrive. I want to go ahead and add from my Google Drive, which is where I have all of my Google documents. And it's going to ask me again to give permission to access my drive. Okay, the first time that you do it, we'll ask you to give permission and you just have to click on your name to accept. And then from here, you can search the activity that you're looking for or the file. And so as you can see, this is the file that I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And it's going to ask me if I want to upload as individual slides. I do want to go ahead and do that. I don't want to create a PDF. So I want to do individual slides. And it does take a little bit of time because it is downloading every single slide into the Nearpod. It'll give you this message here, which means that it is processing the slides. Okay, and now as you can see, I have each of the slides that I created on Google Slides. It's automatically uploaded into my Nearpod lesson. Now from here, I can edit these slides by adding audio. I can add different activities to it, which is what I'll go ahead and show you now. But you can click on each slide. It's not going to let you change anything on the slide. Anything that you already have there will be permanent. So I cannot make any changes to the images on there, but I can add audio. Now, of course, you can add a background. Like I said, we don't want a background or anything else because we've already created the presentation that we want. It has the different backgrounds here, and as you can see, they're not as pretty as we would want them. So I want to go ahead and create those on Google Slides, and then once it's ready, then I bring them in here. Now the nice feature is that in order to differentiate for those kids that are struggling maybe a little bit with vocabulary, or the reading level might be a little bit lower than we would want, and they might struggle with some of the words, we're able to add audio to differentiate for those kids that are struggling a bit. So if you see this option here for audio, it gives you the option to upload a file. So I can upload a file if I've already recorded it somewhere else, or you can record from here. And what you do is you hit the audio recorder, and it'll automatically give you a little microphone here, and you can start recording what you want the kids to hear. And of course, you can provide the kids with a lot of information, or you can just read the slides to help them process the information that is being given to them at the time. So for example, if I start recording here, símbolos de Texas, la bandera de la estrella solitaria. Rojo significa valor, azul, lealtad, blanco, pureza. And I can listen to it here. Símbolos de Texas, la bandera de la estrella solitaria. Rojo significa valor, azul, lealtad, blanco, pureza. And if I want to go ahead and edit, the audio, I can go ahead and move the audio and then edit it the way that I want, so I can start playing it again. Símbolos de Texas, la bandera de la estrella solitaria. Rojo significa valor, azul, lealtad, blanco, pureza. Okay, and if I'm happy with this audio, then I can go ahead and save. And as you can see, it has the audio that I've already pre-recorded. Now, once I go ahead and save and exit here, I'm done editing that slide, and it's automatically, as you can see, it has the audio option here. So the kids can choose to read the information, or they can listen to it again if they're struggling a bit. This might be a good option in order for us to differentiate this way. And I can do that with every slide. So every time that I go into a slide, it's going to give me the option to edit it, and I can add the audio. So again, I can add the audio for each slide, reading the information to the kids, and that is just an extra support for them in case they're struggling. So again, if you don't edit it, then you just, I didn't edit this one, so I can go ahead and exit. Now, what I did want to show you is you can also add different things to this to this activity. So let's say that I want to go ahead and add maybe a virtual field trip to show the kids an actual place in Texas, or I want to add some questions or a video of a song. I can do that here. So again, I'm sorry, I skipped that part. So I'm going to go ahead and go to add a slide, and then it gives you the option for video. You can add different activities here, a slide that has different activities. I can add web content. Maybe I want them to visit a certain website. This is an activity where it gives them vocabulary words, and it goes through the vocabulary in case you have something that you might want to share with them there. This is a 3D activity. It has different things that you can choose from, okay? Now, the virtual field trips is something that the kids really, really like, and it allows the kids to go to a place and they're able to do a 360 view of the place where they are. So I've done a lot of these, and the kids really, really enjoy them. You can also do a slideshow within the slides. So if you want to do maybe like vocabulary word cards, you can put them in here. You can add audio or a PDF. Maybe you want them to read an article on the activity that you're doing. So for this activity, I want to go ahead and add a video, and I want to go ahead and add a Texas song. So I'm going to go ahead and look. When you click on the video option, it's going to take you to the Nearpod video library. They do have a lot of videos already for you. And you can look again through subject, you can look through grade levels, or you can search YouTube. Now, when you search YouTube, it automatically has a save YouTube feature, which is really nice. So you don't have to worry that the stuff that is on here is going to be inappropriate. It also has my videos. So if I pre-recorded videos and I added them to Nearpod, I can look through there, or I can upload a video from my computer. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and search through YouTube, and I'm going to look for Texas songs. And I have here Texas, Our Texas, which is our state song. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this video, and I'm going to save it because that's the one that I want the kids to be able to see. And it'll give you a preview of it. So of course you can play the video to make sure that that's exactly what you want. Texas, our Texas, all hail the mighty. And I like this one because of course it takes the kids through the different views of Texas. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this one. Again, you can trim it. It gives you the option to trim here. And you can just add part of the video if that's what you wanted to do. So I'm going to go ahead and add this video in. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And as you can see, it's not up here, but if I scroll down, it's going to be here. Okay. And from here, I can move it anywhere that I want. So I want to add it here right after our title page, because that way the kids can start off with the song. So that's one option. You can add different videos there. I can go back to add a slide, and I can, I like to do a lot of field trips. So I'm going to go ahead and take you to the field trip option. And maybe I want to take them to visit the Alamo. That is a big, an important landmark in Texas. So I'm going to go ahead and search, and I would like to take the kids there. So it gives me a lot of different options here. I can choose any of the ones that I want. Maybe I want a night view, a day view, and it just depends on what it is that you want them to see. So I want to go ahead and choose, I'm going to choose this one. And again, I can preview it so that I can make sure that this is the one that I want. So let me go ahead and show you how this looks. And basically it's a virtual reality field trip. So the kids are able to move through the field trip using their mouse. And it is really, really cool. The kids really like this. So they can go around, they can go all the way around, and they're able to see what it would be like to visit a certain place. And I think this is really nice because not all the kids get the opportunity to visit. So I think this is a very nice way to take them on virtual field trips, especially right now. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. And I'm going to go ahead and again, it's not going to be here at the top. It's going to be at the bottom. And I can choose to move my slides around. As you can see here, I might have added this slide twice. So if I want to remove something, I can go ahead and right click on it, and it's going to give me options here. In this case, since I already have it twice, I'm going to go ahead and delete. It's going to ask me again if I want to delete, and I say yes. So then right here, I have now a video of a song. I have a field trip. Maybe I want to add something else. Now, I don't know if you've noticed up here, but here it says content. And again, these are the ones that we were working on with right now. And then there's another tab that says activities. Now, these activities have different ways for you to be able to gauge students' understanding of things. I can do a small quiz. I can do, here's where you'll find the FlipGrid, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I can do a fill in the blank. And what I can do is I can type in, for example, let me click on it. So we have here the option to paste a text, and then the kids have to fill in the blank. So if I go back to this slide and I select all of this, which is our pledge, I can copy it, go back to Nearpod, and paste it. Okay, it automatically adds the words there. I can change the font, okay, make sure that it's something that the kids will be able to read. And then I can select next. And now it's telling me here to click on the words to the right to make a word bank. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on Texas, and it automatically adds it. I'm going to choose state, indivisible, and I'm going to choose flag. Okay, so now it's created a little word bank, and it has the text that I want them to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and click done, and it has the activity here. So I can choose this activity to leave it here at the end, or I can move it around. Now, if I click on it, what the kids are going to see is the kids are going to see this text with these spots as blanked out, okay? And they're going to have to drop the correct word to the correct spot, okay? So again, you get to create your own fill in the blank, which is really, really cool. So we're gonna go ahead and click done there, and I'll leave it here. And then let's say that I wanna go back. You can add a slide, go to activities. You can do a matching pair. So maybe I want to put the name of the symbol and the picture, and the kids will have to match it. That is an extra game that you can do. This is a time for climb. The kids really, really like this one. And what it is you set up a game, you ask questions. So I can ask them the different names of the symbols. For example, I can start typing here, and I can ¿cuál es el nombre de nuestra ave estatal? Okay, and so right here, I can make sure that it's correct, and then I can choose to do text answers, or I can do images. So in this case, if I want to do text, I can do águila, insonte. I can add more options, or I can just leave these two. And then from here, I'm going to have to go ahead and choose which is correct. So I'm going to choose this one because this is our state bird. and I'm going to add another question. When I add another question, I can maybe do an image for this one. So I can say, ¿cuál es nuestro lema? And I can add options here. In this case, Texas is known for being a friendly state. So I'm going to go ahead and select this option here. And of course, I can continue to add questions, and I can choose whether it's a text or whether it's an image answer that I want to do. And again, I want to go ahead and save it. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this game looks after. Okay, so once you create it, again, it's going to be here. Maybe I want to leave this at the end because that's how I want to gauge their understanding of the lesson overall. Again, I can go back. I can go to activities. They have a lot of different options. I've used the collaborative board as well. And the collaborative board is nice because you can choose a topic. So in this case, we're talking about Texas. I can add a picture here, and I just have to Google. So I'm going to put Texas. And it gives you different options here. So I might like this one, and I'm going to go ahead and save it. And it adds it here. Maybe I don't like the way that it looks, so I can change it out if I want to. And maybe we'll add this one here as a reference. So there we go. And right here, I might want to ask them a question. So I can say, what are, or let's put, give me an example of a Texas symbol. Sorry. And now I can choose the background. So I might want it to look different. I might leave it this way, and I'll be able to save it. Okay, so I might want to move this collaborative board there. I might want to move this one maybe behind, maybe after the pledge. That way we say it together and then we go back and check how they did on that. I might want to move the collaborative board before the actual game. Let's see what else we can do. So again, this activity, the reason why Nearpod lessons are really nice is because they become interactive. You can do it all at the same time. You can assign it to the kids and they can each do it independently. But it's really nice when we do it all together because they're each doing it from their computers, but they're all working on the same activity at the same time. There's also the FlipGrid. So right now, what I want to do, I usually end my lessons with a FlipGrid because I want to hear the kids verbally telling me what they learned. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. If I click here on FlipGrid, it's going to take me to this page. Now, on this page, it's asking me to insert the URL for the FlipGrid that I've already created for this assignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take you really quick to FlipGrid. FlipGrid is also available through Clever. Okay, so it's linked already, and all you have to do is log in through Google. So we're going to pause on the Nearpod, and I'm going to take you into FlipGrid. So this is FlipGrid, and when you create your FlipGrid, you can create different groups. And this is just a way to organize your FlipGrid activities. And so what I have done is I've used it for reading, I've used it for writing, and I use it for science. So in this case, since we're doing social studies, we're going to create a group here. Okay, so I'm going to create a group, and I'm going to call it Dragon Historians. Okay, and again, you're going to, you can put a code, but the kids won't need this code. They're going to be logging in with their email because it's already linked to our Clever accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and select next. It's going to ask you to add what the email usually looks like so that it knows. So I'm going to put yisd.net. Okay. In this case, I don't want to duplicate anything because the other ones are different subjects. So I'm going to put skip for now. And again, I do not have to share this with the kids because they're already linked through their Clever. So from here, you can choose to change your image here. Okay. And again, that's not, I usually change it to something that has to do with our content. So if you go to edit the little pencil, you can do many things here. You can change the features here. You can change your background. It doesn't have a lot. You can upload your own if you need to. But for the most part, it doesn't have a lot. It has some basic ones. So for this one, I'm going to use something that has to do maybe with nature. So maybe I'll add mountains. And I'm going to go ahead and update the group. And then just change the image here. That's really all that does. Now, as you can see, I have nothing here yet. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add a topic. Now, this is, again, we created a group. Okay, so anything that has to do with social studies will come to this group. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a topic. And that is where I'm going to create the FlipGrid that I'm going to add to my Nearpod activity. So right here, I'm going to title it Texas Symbols. I'm sorry, Símbolos de Texas. Okay, so I went ahead and added it here. And what do I want the kids to discuss? So I might not want to ask them a question. Dime sobre 4 símbolos de Texas. Okay, so then from here, the kids would go ahead and talk about 4 of the symbols that they learned about. And what I can do is I can add an image here just to create like a little image for the topic. So I might want to add an image that I already have, or I can add anything else. So what I'm going to do here is I can search. I'm going to search for Texas and see if anything comes out. As you can see, there's things that come out already. So I'm going to go ahead and check the one that I want. And it has a little flag here. It gives you some options. So I'm going to go ahead and go through them really quick. I don't usually use any of these for group permissions because, again, everything is already linked through Clever, so only the kids will be able to come in. I do this, which is a topic moderation, and what this means that the kids can post the video, but the other kids in the class will not be able to view the video until you have approved it. I think it's very important to do that because sometimes we don't know if the kids say maybe not something inappropriate, but something that has nothing to do with the topic, and we don't want the conversation to go into another direction. So usually I have all the kids submit their videos and I listen to all of the videos first and then I start accepting them. So once I accept the video, then the other kids are able to go in and they are able to comment on them. You can turn off the comments if you don't want them to comment. They also have the option to like. So as you can see here, it has video and text comments. So the kids can make videos to each other to reply. I do have that option available for them because I think it's important, especially right now that they don't have the face-to-face, that they can at least communicate this way. There is more options here. You can go down and it has different activities or different options for you. It gives you whether the kids can allow students to like videos. I do have that option available. The kids really do like, seeing each other's videos and being able to like their videos. So again, I usually don't have the download and share. I really don't want the kids downloading other people's videos. But you have different options here that you can do. So once you are ready to have your file set up, now since we did accept this topic moderation, when you go to the very top, once you have created your topic, I'll show you the little symbol to make sure that you have that. Again, the moderation is to make sure that you're able to view the videos before they post. So I'm happy with the way that I have set this up. So I'm going to go ahead and create topic. Okay. And this gives you a code. So this is the code that we're going to use. So right here, it tells you to copy. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this one. And this is for the students. Okay. This is a link that I'm going to share with my students. So if I go to the Nearpod, it says here to insert the link. Okay. So the one right here, it says insert join link. Okay. This is where I'm going to put my student link. And if you don't remember, you can click on the little question mark and it's going to tell you what these are for. Okay. So really quick, the top one is your admin one, which I'll show you where to get right now. The bottom one is for your students. So the one that we just copied was for our students. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it there. I'm going to go back to the FlipGrid and it's all set. So I hit OK. This little symbol right here means that the moderation is there. So no videos will be posted until I myself approve those videos. Okay. So everything is set here. This is ready for the kids to start responding. And when I go back to the very top of my search bar here, this URL right here, it says admin, and that's the one that's going to direct the kids to my specific classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this link here. I'm going to go back to the Nearpod, and it's asking me here for my admin URL. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that there. So as you can see, we had to do two. Okay, this is the one for the topic, and it's for my classroom, and this is the one that the kids will be able to join. So I'm going to go ahead and now add this activity. And now at the very end, the kids have the option for the FlipGrid. Now I know it was a lot of steps, but please, please trust me. This activity, the kids really, really enjoy these type of activities. So I'm going to go ahead and save and exit. Now it's going to give me the option to title it. So I want to go ahead and title it Texas Symbols. Sorry, I'm going to have to put it in Spanish. Símbolos de Texas. And since I already have another one with the same name, I'm going to go ahead and put a 1. Okay, so you can choose to put a grade level here. You can add subject and you save and exit. Now, when you see I have the same name on this one. So let me go ahead and do template. Let's do, okay, so let's go ahead and put this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you what that would look like. Okay, so this is a presentation that we just created, and it gives you two ways to share that with the kids. You can do a live participation, and if I hit the live participation, what it's going to do is that it's going to allow all the kids to log in and be working it at the same time all together. And all I have to do is I can share it through Google Classroom. So if I choose to use it through Google Classroom, it's going to open up a new little window, and it's going to ask me to share it with them through Google Classroom. I can choose the classroom that I'm going to share it with, and I can choose to create an assignment, ask a question. Usually I hit create an assignment, and when I hit go, it will automatically create the link for them, and it'll be shared through Google Classroom. So it automatically goes straight into it. Now, I can do it through Google Classroom. I can do a link and add it to the chat when I'm doing my lesson with the kids, and they can all click on the chat box and click the link and automatically take them there. That is if I want to do a live lesson. Now, what it means to do a live lesson, it means that I will know how many kids are in my classroom at the time. It'll start showing me on this little side right here on the bottom left-hand side, it's going to show me the students. So if I give them the link and they all have to log in at the same time, it will automatically tell me how many kids have joined, and it'll add them with their name, so I'll know who's on there and who's not. And every time that I change or turn the page, it will allow me to be able to change the page for all the students. So they won't be able to move ahead. They have to be on the same pace as everybody else, but we'll be doing it each individually. We're just being on the same page. So right here, it's asking me if I want to play the video on all devices or if I only want to do on the one device. So at this time, what the kids can do is they can all be viewing it at the same time in their devices. I usually do the one device and I'm playing it on my end and they're being able to see the video on theirs, but they'll be listening to my audio. If not, all the audios will be on at the same time. So when I click this device only, it'll start playing the video here. I can, again, play the audio. Símbolos de Texas, la bandera de la estrella solitaria. Rojo significa valor. Azul, lealtad. Blanco, pureza. So again, they have the option to read the material themselves, or we can play the audio in case they need it. If I go to the next page, okay, I can start playing the video here, and all the kids will be able to see and hear it. And this is exactly what the kids' view looks like. Okay, so again, once I turn the page, all the kids are going to be on the same page at that moment. Okay, we can talk about this. I can go to the next page. And I wanted you to see the fill in the blank. So again, this is going to tell me the kids, as the kids are logging in to do this activity, I'll have all of the kids' names here, and then it'll give me their scores, how they did on the activity. I can view the answers to my students, and it'll show me what they missed and what they are able to do. Now, if you look at the top right-hand corner, it gives me if I want to add another activity or if I want to see the student view. So in this case, I want to go ahead and show you how it looks like from the student view. And any activity that you do, you can preview and you can see the student view. So in this case, let's go ahead and look at the fill in the blank. And as I told you before, I selected certain words to take out of the text. I have the text here. You can, of course, have different sentences here, and the kids can be working on them. So they're going to have to read it, and then honor a la bandera, okay, because they remembered. So they can drag the word there. They can drag the words, and if it's wrong, they can redo it. Once they're done, they go ahead and hit done, and it'll automatically give the teacher the results. Okay, and if you want to go back to teacher view, you go ahead and hit the T at the very top. As you can see now it's an S because I'm back on the teacher view. And I can continue to the next page. Again, we can talk about this. Go to the next page. When they're in the virtual field trip, they can each be viewing it and they can maneuver it the way that they want. So not everybody is going to, if I move it, that doesn't mean that their screen is moving. They're able to move it at their own pace. So this is really nice. Again, the kids really, really enjoy being able to do these virtual field trips. So again, once we're done, we move on. We're not afraid that the kids are going to be in one activity for longer than the other because we're managing the time. When you're doing a live lesson, the way that we're doing right now, we're managing what the kids see at different times. And again, we go through each slide. I want to go ahead and show you how the FlipGrids looks in the other activity. So let me go ahead and show you the collaborative board. So right here it says, would you like to approve student comments before they post? Again, I always put yes. And the reason I do that is because I want to make sure that there's nothing that has nothing to do with the content. I want to make sure that everything is focused on what we're learning. So right on this page here, it's going to show them the question. The kids can share. They can write something. So they can write Lone Star State. And it'll automatically add it here. Okay. It'll give me the name of the student. And I can also the kids can also add images. So you can hit the little image option here and they can search. So they can search Texas symbols and it'll give them all these options. So they can choose to do an image and it'll have it here and they have to click post and it'll add it here. So there's options. This is another way of differentiating. They can look for an image, they can type something. So there's two options that they can do there. Again, you have the timing option here. It has a little timer, so you can give the kids a certain amount of time. You can choose whether they can like each other's pages, or I'm sorry, pictures or comments. And once you're done with this, then you can go ahead and continue on to your next slide. And again, this just allows you to keep a time on the activities. Now, if you remember, we set up this time for climb game, and you can choose as a teacher, you choose the different themes that they have. So they have different themes here. They have a holidays one, which is really cute. And if we go ahead and choose, let's just say that we choose the holiday one, I can choose to have the sound on. The kids really, really like that. So we're going to go ahead and continue. It gives them a little background. And what this is it's an interactive game in which they get to answer the questions that you created. And they're playing against their classmates. So right here, it's going to give me, once the kids start, again, joining the game, once we're all there, it'll ask the kids to create their little avatar. And so we're going right now to student view because I want you to see what it looks like. So this is what the kids will see. They have to choose their little character. Okay, so let's just choose one. Okay, they choose their character, they press the start button, and they'll start. Of course, it'll have their name. It has all the kids' names. And as the kids are joining, all the little characters will come on. And once you're ready to start the game, we'll go ahead and go to the teacher view. Okay, and we're ready to start. So we'll go ahead and start. And to me, it shows me the question and it gives me here the students and how they're answering. It's timing them here. They have a timer, as you can see, and it has the question here. So once the students are answering, let me see if it'll allow us to see the student view. Okay, so this is how it looks for the kids. It times them, and of course, they had to choose the correct answer within a certain amount of time. If not, the time runs out. So it'll ask them a second question. ¿Cuál es nuestro lema? They would, of course, select the correct answer. As you can see, they see the timer here too. They would have here, all of the students would be here at the bottom of the hill. And if they click on the correct one, they get to move up. So they really, really enjoy this activity. Okay. So, and then once you're done, of course, it gives them the ranking. And you can continue on to the next activity. Now, the next activity that we did was the FlipGrid. So now we have everything set up. The FlipGrid is already done. As a teacher, I don't have to do anything else. The kids just have to go in join through Google because, again, everything is linked through Google. So they're going to go in through Google and it's going to open again another little window. And it's just asking them if they want to go into their FlipGrid through their Google account, which we do. And now, as you can see, the activity that we had set up through through FlipGrid is now on Nearpod. Okay, so right here, what the kids are going to be able to do is they're going to be able to record their response. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. If I want to record a response as a student, I'm going to go ahead and click the record. They have to allow the microphone option. And as you can see me here on the screen. I have a double monitor, so I'm facing the other way, but they can add different features to this. They can add a sticky note if they want. They can add different backgrounds, and the kids really, really enjoy this. There's different options here. They can record their screen. They can mirror video, add a clip if they want to. Then they have effects. And the kids really, really like this. There's filters that they can use. So it'll make it a little fancier. The kids like to play with that. There is also frames that they can add. They also have text and emojis that they can do. They can draw. They can add a photo. Sometimes I've had the kids add pictures that have to do with the activities that we're doing, and I'll go ahead and share that with you right now. So there's a lot of options that they can do. And once they're ready to record, they have the option here. They can talk about what they learned, and then they can pause it, okay? And they can redo it if they want to redo it. They can listen to it and edit it as much as they want. And once they're ready to go to next, they can talk about what they learned, and then they can, so as you can see here, they can talk about what they learned. They can edit it here. They can trim it, okay, if they want to trim. They can change, they can cut out certain parts that they might not want to add to their video. They can add more to it if they want. And once they're ready to post, they'll just go ahead and go to next. They put in their name, and they can upload a photo. They can take a picture, and that's all they have to do. And then they submit, and it automatically, I'm going to go ahead and submit. And they get this little success. It's completed. So now they have their video respond already done. So now it says here, your video will be hidden until approved by your educator. And again, that was the moderator option that we did. And that, of course, that's just to make sure that everything is focused. So now I'm going to go ahead and take you to the FlipGrid view. And I'm going to refresh it because now I have a student who's already submitted their response, and I want to see what that looks like as a teacher. So as you can see, I refreshed my FlipGrid, and you can see that the video is already here, and it says that it's hidden. So when I click this hidden, it's going to give me the active. Okay. And what I can do is I can click on it. They can talk about what they learned, and then they can, and it allows me to see the video. I can activate it. I can add a comment, and I can make it, I can do a video response as well. So as a teacher, it's nice because I can respond to them through a video. Again, it's going to give me the same features that they had before, or I can choose to do a comment with a text. And I have different actions here. If I want to maybe download the video, maybe I want to use it to talk with the kids or talk with the parents, I can share that as well. Maybe I want to delete this response and I want them to do it over, I can do that as well. So there's different options that you have for the response that the kids give you. Now, what I did want to show you is you have basically, you're organizing all of your responses, your student responses through these topics. And again, we selected the símbolos de Texas because that's what we were doing. It allows you to moderate which videos are being accessible to the kids. They can leave comments to each other, but again, anything that is left, you have to approve before it is posted, which is really, really nice. So that completes our Nearpod activity lesson. Now, as you can see right here, I can tell that it's still Nearpod. So if I go back, I can take the kids back to the Nearpod activity. That was the last activity that we did, so we can go ahead and exit that. And if I want to go to FlipGrid, I wanted to go ahead and show you how it looks when the kids actually create a video. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my discussions, and this is where I have all of my stored videos for the kids. As you can see, we use it a lot for science, and I have used it for reading as well and for writing. The majority of the time, these are the three that I've been focusing on. I've been trying to add a subject every time. So let me go ahead and show you what one of them looks like. So I have a lot of different topics for science because that's the one that we've been working on the most. And so I've created a topic for each of the units that we've been covering. So let me go ahead and show you again. As you can see, all of them have the moderation, which means that I just make sure that I am able to view the videos beforehand. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how it looks like when you have the student's response. So as you can see here, I have all of these videos for these kids that have been submitted to me before, and I did listen to each one and I was able to activate them. I tried to leave messages on each one. I didn't activate this one because she already had, she had created two. So she wanted me to keep the second one. So I went ahead and left the second one open. I want to go ahead and share one with you so that you can see.
Hi, I'm Monsivais. We're going to experiment today about solids, liquids, and gases. And now I'm going to get an ice cube right here from the freezer. I got an ice cube. Right now it's a solid. I'm going to put it on the pan. And then after that, it's going to turn into a liquid. And then we're going to push pause. And then I must say 3 hours later, it's going to turn into a gas. Okay, now it's turning into a liquid right now. Right now, it is very hot, and it's turning into a liquid. And now, pause. And now the water is evaporating and turning into a gas. Okay, push pause again. Okay, I'm back. And now 1 minute ago, the water was a solid, and then it turned into a liquid to a gas. Thank you. For my experiment today, Monsivais. See you later. Goodbye.
So as you can see, they really, really enjoy these videos, and it's really nice because they get to teach each other the content that we're learning. In this case, we were talking about heating and cooling changes, and he was able to demonstrate how the ice turned into a liquid because he added heat. So a lot of the kids really take, the time to plan out their videos, and it's really nice to see how they're learning the material and they're willing to share that with their friends and with me as well. So again, these were the two applications that I shared with you, which was the Nearpod and the FlipGrid. I know it's a lot of information, but if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know and I will gladly help you to create these activities that the kids will really, really enjoy. Thank you.